So when we think about the culture in which we live in, our culture is heterosexist, it's racist, it's patriarchal, it's transphobic, homophobic, ageist, ableist, all these isms, right? And all these different kinds of inequality. Our language, the language that we use, actually not only reflects that culture, but it also creates it. And so if we aren't conscious about the power of words, that words have the power to destroy, and it also has the power to empower others and ourselves, then we will unwittingly perpetuate inequality in our society.
When I think about language, I think about we learn the lessons that we've been taught, and we have been good students of those lessons, but we are lifelong learners, and so we have opportunities to hear the impact of our language, and that if our goal is really to create truly authentic, socially just communities, that we'll understand that this isn't an issue about being politically correct, it's an issue of inclusivity and justice that will have us examine our language.
So I want to talk a little bit about the relationship between microaggressions and language. And when we think about microaggressions, it's not like the big overt acts of racism. That's not what we're talking about here, or sexism, or heterosexism, or anything like that. It's much more of the subtle, abstract, daily utterances that take place that, because again, language assumes culture, we have naturalized certain phrases that actually cause harm, because at its heart is a denigration, right? That there is something inferior or less than if you embody these kinds of positionalities.
And I think the other way I see it playing out with students is through online communities. I see that the age of technology is wonderful and having us connect with people, and I think the beauty of social networking is that it allows us to have relationships and maintain relationships with people and find connections in ways that we never were able to before. I think the challenge is the anonymity can have us forget the impact of our words. And so I think one is aren't great spaces for us to talk about ways we've been hurt, what we don't understand, what's confusing for us. And so it's scary sometimes to talk about those things face to face, or there aren't spaces for us to talk about those things face to face. And so the way we get them out can be through online social networking. I generally want to believe that people would choose different language often, or choose not to make comments at all if they saw the impact or understood the impact. And so I think that we have a way to go to understand that the power of our language, the impact and the hurt that happens, doesn't go away just because we can't see the other person on the other side of, or the recipient of that communication.
And so that's why it's really important that we begin to be intentional about the words that we use on a daily basis.
Whether or not we understand the power of our words, we still use them.
So what kind of impact do you want to make?
More than words. Your voice, your choice. Whether or not we understand the power of our words, we still use them. So what kind of impact do you want to make?